The banquet hall will come to order. We are now holding a banquet of the Indian Creek FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duty's there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why stationed by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duty's there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duty's there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings, correspond with secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The chaplain.
Stationed by the dove.
Your duty's there?
The dove is a symbol of love. Here in the FFA, we're one big happy family who loves each other. I strive to keep our time here joyful and peaceful.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripen with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
And why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we shall follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 7 members, 1 advisor, and numerous virtual members and supporters present, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this banquet of the Indian Creek FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. I would like to first thank everyone for being here virtually to celebrate all the student successes throughout this year. I can say we have all worked very hard this year, whether it be our community events like Music at the Creek and our member auction, our career development events like soils, crops, meats, and livestock evaluation, or our leadership development events. Our members have put in a great amount of time and effort and deserve to be acknowledged for their achievements. Before we begin recognizing our awards, I would like to recognize and thank some individuals who have always supported the Indian Creek FFA. These are members of administration, the school board, and community members who make this all possible. From our school administration, Dr. Tim Edsel, Superintendent of Nineveh Hensley Jackson Community School Corporation. Mr. Luke Scoble, Principal of the Indian Creek High School. Ms. Judy Mesnick, President of Nineveh Hensley Jackson United School Board. Mr. Greg Waltz, Vice President of Nineveh Hensley Jackson United School Board. Mr. Ed Harvey, Secretary of Nineveh Hensley Jackson United School Board. Mr. Thomas Burgett, Nineveh Hensley Jackson United School Board member. Mr. Ben Swopes, Nineveh Hensley Jackson, United School Board member. From Indian Creek Agriculture Department Advisory Board, Chester Birch, President. Tim Hogue, Vice President. Jeremy Armstrong, Secretary. Jennifer Campbell, Bridget Hardman, Bruce Morris, and Sally Wells. Representing the Carrie Claiborne family, Mr. and Mrs. John Heidenreich. Thank you for your attendance.
Before we continue with awards, we would like to take the time to thank our wonderful community for showing so much love and support towards the Best FFA Chapter in America contest. It was sponsored by the Showtimes magazine. And for those of you that didn't know, we are one of the top finalists against the Kingfisher FFA Chapter in Oklahoma. We had a total of 1,224 shares. Thank you. The first award of our virtual banquet is the Indian Creek FFA Scholarship Pins. These pins are given to each member with the highest grade point average in their agricultural class in each grade. Congratulations to the following students. Freshman, Amber Zupanzik. Sophomore, Toby Sturgill. Junior, Dustin Parr. Senior, Peyton Allison. I'd like to turn it back to Brittany Porter to present fruit sale results and green hand degrees.
Indian Creek FFA had a good year selling fruit. Each year, we like to recognize our top salespersons overall. This year, we will be recognizing the top 3 overall. Third overall sales, a total of $630 sold, Katie Gant. Second overall sales, a total of $642 sold, Clay Stegall. First overall sales, a grand total of $724 in sales, Ella Burgett. Congratulations to the top 3 salespeople. The Chapter Green Hand Degree is presented every year to all of the first-year members who meet the following requirements. They must have a supervised agriculture experience project in progress. They have correctly said all 5 paragraphs of the FFA Creed, be enrolled in agriculture class, and have paid their annual dues. All of these members have worked extremely hard to earn this degree and they deserve it. The recipients of the awards will receive their Green Hand pin. The following students have been rewarded their Green Hand degree. We would now like to recognize the following recipients. Logan Britt, Caitlin Ellis, Ella Burgett, Caitlin Fleener, Caitlin Coop, Daniel Foster, Riley Johnson, Lauren Lewis, John Matlock, Matthew Metter, Abby Mullis, Ethan Myers, Olivia Perry, Tyler Rumble, Trevor Seasting, Grace Suits, Chelsea Tanner, Amber Zupanzik, Bryce Armstrong, Sam Boyd, Dalton Burton, Amaya Morton, Caitlin Colley, Kylie Jackson, Casey McDonald, Andrew Orman, Jasmine Shaner, and Jonah Hobbs. Congratulations on all of your hard work. I would now like to ask Lane Roy to present the chapter degree recipients.
The FFA recognizes the efforts of its members by marketing their progress through various degree levels. The 4 levels of degrees are Green Hand, Chapter, State, and American degrees. The chapter degree is the highest honor bestowed upon a member at the chapter level. To earn this degree, a member must hold their Green Hand degree, have a minimum of 180 hours agricultural coursework, and have an operational SAE in satisfactory condition. This year's recipients are Cole Allison, Abigail Bockover, Isaac Carter, Madison Daniel, Keegan Ferguson, Katie Gant, Robert Hall, Kyle Lastly, Haley Lockard, Riley Murphy, Jet Oliver, Eli Ray, Luke Ray, Parker Sisson, Aaron Wiesner, and Cody Wells. Let's congratulate these members on achieving their degree. Would Dustin Parr please present the Hoosier degree recipients?
We have 5 students who will be receiving the Hoosier degree this year at the State FFA Convention. When I call your name, please come forward to receive your Hoosier degree chain. Dustin Parr, McKenna Hogue, Keegan Seasting, Clay Stegall, and Delaney Heminger. Last year at State Convention, Indian Creek FFA came home with a state champion. Samantha Duffy won the Ag Education CDE. She wrote a lesson plan and taught 20 minutes of a lesson to a class of students. Congratulations, Samantha. Indian Creek FFA allows the opportunity for our seniors to give a retiring address if they choose to do so. At this time, would Sydney Roberts please come forward to give her retiring address?
Well, I did it. I've accomplished one of the major early milestones of my life. High school graduation. This is a major step in the journey of everyone's life. I should be able to recognize it for its immense significance. With what we are struggling with today, we may not get to celebrate it. We all worked very hard to get to this day, and I know my work did not go to waste. A high school diploma is a wonderful tool to use in this world, but so is FFA, and one that opens many doors of opportunity for anyone who is lucky enough to have it. Graduation is not the end goal itself, and FFA has prepared me for that. It is instead part of a larger journey of my life. All the accomplishments I achieved during its course should be taken as a launching point, projecting me to wherever my future is meant to take me, whether that be landing myself a career or continuing my education at college. But before I can begin to reach for the stars, we have to end this chapter of my story. Let me tell you a part of my story that changed me for the better. Parliamentary procedure. I never knew joining that contest could better me in so many ways. When we had our first practice, my freshman year, we had to discuss a motion. I didn't know what to say. I didn't even know anything about parliamentary procedure. But junior year, I grew and I got comfortable. And as our team grew, we came pretty close to unstoppable. We had a phrase, do it for state. We were a state qualifying team, and that was my favorite year in the FFA. Another favorite memory is when I made a video for our chapter, and I took the initiative to challenge it. It was to be the best FFA chapter in America through the Showtimes magazine. I never expected to have one of the finalist videos, but with my community's support, we made it to the top 2. It was one of the best feelings. To see your work go pretty much viral with 4.1K views and 6.7 votes, with 1,224 of our community members sharing it. It was definitely a good feeling. But this is a chapter of my story that must end. High school. It has taught me life lessons all about growing and seeing all the new opportunities we have. And we can learn new skills that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives. And FFA has done just that. It has taught me so many skills that I would have never been able to learn without this organization. It has taught me public speaking skills, confidence, determination, leadership, and teamwork skills. And a couple life lessons, like I look pretty good in blue and gold. Oh, and how to plant a petunia. And when exiting the bus, don't forget about the large mirror on the front. I'll miss the days sitting on the bus singing to the top of my lungs just to annoy Mr. Dunn. But what I've taken most of all from Indian Creek FFA is the friendships and memories I made along with it. I've met some pretty amazing people from all different backgrounds across the state. I've made some amazing friendships that I hope to continue after graduation. I read a quote the other day. Days will pass and turn into years, but I will always remember you with silent tears. My years here being a member and an officer have been something I will always look back on and cherish. If you ever have the opportunity to become involved, take it. Live high school with no regrets, because it's over in a blink of an eye. Us seniors may not get to have our last few months going to meetings or going to state convention. So my advice for all you lower classmen is do it. Apply for your Hoosier degree, go to the monthly meeting, and become involved in a contest even if you think you won't be any good at it. FFA has so many people here willing to help you. You never know when it can be taken from you. I was told to write about myself, but I wanted to write something that can help others. I wanted to give you guys my advice and everything I've learned so that I could help others. With that being said, I'd like to thank everyone that has taken this journey with me, especially to Mr. Dunn for being there for me and always challenging me to be my best. And the officer team. You guys are like my family, and my best friends, and it will be hard not to be able to rely on you forever. I'd also like to thank my Indian Creek community for just simply supporting my FFA. And lastly, thank you to my parents for supporting me always. But my story is not over yet. This year we had one member turn in a total of 2 proficiencies. These proficiencies are applications that students fill out. The application takes their real-life agricultural experiences outside of the classroom and FFA competitions and compare them to like applicants across the state. Dustin Parr placed first in the district with his equine science placement proficiency. Last year, he placed third in the state with his forage production proficiency and submitted it to state this year along with his equine science. We are proud to announce that he placed second with his forage production placement proficiency and winning first place with his equine proficiency. Congratulations, Dustin.
Our soils evaluation team had many new members join this year to add on to the returning members from last year. This year was very successful as our top team placed second at our area and our junior 4-H team placed first. The senior team went to state in Adams County, and Eli Ray was 5th overall individual, with the team of Eli, Grace Suits, and Toby Sturgill placing 12th in the state. Indian Creek FFA looks forward to building on this success next year. The following members were part of the soils evaluation team this year. FFA team members were Olivia Perry, Eli Ray, Cole Allison, Jed Oliver, Toby Sturgill, Sam Boyd, Grace Suits, Tyler Rumble, and Sam Woodall. 4-H team members include Cadence Ankney, Ian Blazer, Tommy Korn, and Avery Wiesner. I would now like to turn it over to Delaney Heminger to present the meats evaluation and horticulture evaluation results.
The Meat Evaluation CDE is a competition in which members can demonstrate mastery skills in the areas of identification and evaluation, allowing students to be more knowledgeable consumers of meat and meat products. This year we had an individual place 7th overall, Peyton Allison, and a 6th place finish from Delaney Heminger. The team of Heminger, Allison, Delaney Meredith, and Caitlin Fleener placed 3rd in the state, only 1 spot away from qualifying for a national trip to the National Western Stock Show. Team members included Delaney Heminger, Caitlin Fleener, Aaron Wiesner, Riley Johnson, Ethan Myers, Delaney Meredith, and Peyton Allison. Moving on to the Horticulture CDE. The purpose of the Horticulture CDE is to allow members to demonstrate mastery skills in the identification, production, marketing, and buying of flower, fruit, and vegetable, and ornamental crops. This year, our horticulture evaluation team placed 20th in the state, and every member of the state placed in the top half of over 140 contestants. Congratulations goes to the team members of Mac Porter, Caitlin Coop, and Chelsea Tanner. Lane, if you would please present the crops evaluation result.
Indian Creek FFA has 2 crops evaluation CDE teams this year. Crops evaluation is a competition where you identify crops and weeds by seed or plant, grade grain quality from harvested crops, and identify diseases and damages to crop fields. The teams placed 7th and 12th at area. Team members were Delaney Heminger, Lane Roy, Dustin Parr, Kyle Lashley, Amber Zupanzik, Caitlin Zupanzik, and Grace Suits. Let's congratulate these students on achieving their degrees. I would now like to pass it over to Dustin to present the Horse Evaluation and Livestock Skillathon Awards.
This year we grew our horse evaluation team. These members have had the assistance of Melissa Van Heisen and will compete at the virtual state competition on June 9th. Thank you, Melissa, for sharing your knowledge with our horse members to help them prepare for state. Team members include Dustin Parr, Grace Suits, Amber Zupanzik, Jasmine Shaner, Caitlin Coop, and Kyle Lasley. With the assistance of Jeremy Armstrong, our livestock skillathon team found more success this year. They qualified for state by placing 3rd in the Area 6 competition. They finished off their year placing 3rd at state. The team was led by Xavier Ferris and Dustin Parr, placing 2nd and 7th respectively out of 113 participants. Team members were Dustin Parr, Xavier Ferris, Keegan Seasting, and Jared Snyder. I would like to pass the presentation of awards to McKenna Hogue to recognize our senior chapter meeting team.
District 8 FFA is one of the most challenging districts when it comes to senior chapter meeting. This year we came up short in qualifying for section as we placed 4th in district. Our team still worked hard practicing at 7 a.m. every morning. The senior team consisted of Cody Wells, Brett Barger, Alyssa Pruitt, Cole Allison, Xavier Ferris, Sydney Roberts, Kaya Lasley, Delaney Heminger, McKenna Hogue, Dustin Parr, Aaron Wiesner, Brittany Porter, and Toby Sturgill. Would Sydney Roberts please present the Novice Chapter Meeting and District Leadership Award?
The livestock team, with the assistance of Jeremy Armstrong and Chester Birch, has had a very different judging season. Due to the unfortunate circumstances, we weren't able to participate in the amount of livestock contests that we had planned. We still have had members participating in virtual contests, and your hard work has not gone unnoticed. There are plans in the works for the state livestock contest to coincide with the Indiana State Fair this fall. At this time, I would like to acknowledge these members that have put in the time and effort that deserve the recognition. From our senior team, Xavier Ferris, Jared Snyder, Dalton Burton, McKenna Hogue, Dustin Parr, Keegan Seasting, Abby Mullis, Aaron Wiesner, Cody Wells, and Brittany Porter. From our junior team, Levi Wells, JC Snyder, Connor Snyder, Grace Ellis, Justin Young, Avery Wiesner, Mitchell Hogue, and Caden Zankney. Will McKenna Hogue please read the results of the Star Green Hands?
Each year, the Trafalgar Young Farmers are pleased to sponsor the Star Green Hand Award. This award is given to the outstanding first-year member who has participated in activities since school started last fall. We evaluate everything the first-year members have done: competitions, meeting attendance, working pork chops, ice cream events, and many more. This year was full of many deserving individuals. This year we would like to recognize a member who has gone above and beyond in their first year of FFA. This member joined the Soils Evaluation Team, where they were the 2nd team in the area and competed at state. She then joined the Novice Chapter Meeting Team and the Crops Team. Just because she did not come from a strong FFA background did not stop her from diving into Indian Creek's activities. She has found a way to balance her life between her band responsibilities and FFA, all while being supportive of her siblings at their various events. She came forward this spring and worked on a demonstration, as well as competing in the Creed speaking competition. With that being said, it is my honor to present the Star Green Hand to the daughter of Danny and Katie Suits, Grace Suits. Would Lane Roy please present the Star Farmer Award?
Each year, the Trafalgar Young Farmers are pleased to sponsor the Star FFA Degree Award. This award is given to the outstanding member who has participated in activities since they began their membership in the Indian Creek FFA. Our Star Farmer this year is none other than retiring President Brittany Porter. Brittany is the daughter of David Nicole Porter and plans to attend Purdue in the fall. While at Indian Creek, Brittany has served as reporter and president, participated in a number of career development events, but her main two have been livestock evaluation and chapter meeting. She was a part of the 7th place chapter meeting team her junior year. Brittany has always been one who wants others around her to succeed. Congratulations, Brittany.
Growing up, I had always been the little girl who, when you talked to me, you were lucky to get 2 words out of me. But then freshman year, I got involved in something that has forever changed and impacted my life. I joined FFA. I paid my dues and I fitted myself for that blue corduroy jacket. I joined the livestock judging team. And I walked into the reasons room to give my very first set of reasons, and I said, I placed this class, and burst into tears right in front of Jeremy Armstrong. After that moment, when I got into my mom's car in tears, everything I got involved in, my mom had to assure Mr. Dunn that I do not need to be involved in anything that had to do with public speaking. To say that I have come a long way would be an understatement. Now I am standing in front of you all, retiring as the 2019-2020 Indian Creek FFA president. As I reflect back on freshman year, the first words that come to mind are confused and terrified. I thought to myself, what in the world am I getting myself into? My first FFA meeting, and they were running through opening ceremonies, and it sounded foreign to me. I wondered, how in the world do they have all of these words memorized? I was impressed, to say the least. It was soon after that I realized I wanted to be one of those officers running that FFA meeting. I joined the novice parliamentary procedure team, and boy was that an experience. Learning how to make a numerous amount of motions and how to discuss and be vocal was something that I truly struggled with. Thank you to Mr. Dunn for reassuring me that I was fine and that the judges weren't going to kill me. I realized it wasn't so bad after all, and it became something I was super passionate about. Moving forward to my sophomore year, when I had set so many goals for myself and I still continue to judge livestock with the help of Jeremy Armstrong and improved upon my reasons. The extra time and effort he puts in, not only to me but to the entire livestock team, has never gone unnoticed. I also participated on the Parley team and decided I was going to be an officer and I was going to do whatever it took. It was finally time for me to start preparing for my first ever face-to-face interview to run as the reporter, or as everyone else said, Brittany Reporter. If I could go back in time, I would tell the sophomore Brittany to relax, be yourself, take a deep breath, they aren't going to hurt you. I got through my interview, absolutely killed it, and walked out to the truck to my parents and said, that was so much fun, I want to do that again. At that moment, that is when I realized FFA is going to lead me in the right path in life. It was my junior year and I got the position of reporter, and it was such a huge honor to me. It was finally the moment, the time I had been waiting for, something I had been listening to for 2 years. I was able to do my memorized opening ceremonies in front of the entire chapter. To you, that probably doesn't sound like a big deal, but to me, that was so meaningful. I still participated in all of my CDEs and improved upon my skills. Me and Emma Spurgeon decided that we were going to do an LDE contest, and we worked so hard. We went into the room and delivered our presentation with so much confidence and felt so good about it. 30 minutes later, Mr. Dunn calls us into the room and tells us that a mistake has been made, and Emma wasn't allowed to compete in that contest, so we were disqualified. It was so upsetting, but it taught me such a wonderful life lesson. Not everything goes your way and life throws you curves. You have to learn to overcome things like that. Time passed, and it was time to start preparing for officer interviews for senior year. I decided to run for president against 2 other girls, one which happened to be my best friend, Sydney Roberts. I worked so hard to prepare for the interview, and I gave it my best shot. I knew no matter who got the position, the chapter was going to be led the way it should be. It was time to hear slate, and my nerves were through the roof. Mr. Dunn read it, and I had gotten the president position, and that was easily one of the best moments of my life. My senior year and last year of FFA have been different lately, and it has also been very difficult. Times have been very weird, but during this difficult time, I have been able to reflect upon the good times in my life, and FFA has definitely been on the top of the list. Even though these are challenging times, there is so much to look forward to in the future. So although these may be difficult times for you, I want to encourage all of you to set goals for yourself, challenge yourself, and never get discouraged. At this time, I would like to thank Mr. Dunn for always allowing me to barge into your office when it's been a bad day and pour my emotions out to you. I know I'm not easy to deal with, but let me tell you, you handled it well. Thank you for everything you have done for me. Your constant support is greatly appreciated. Jeremy Armstrong, thank you for helping me come out of my shell, improve upon my public speaking, and constantly checking in on me to make sure that I am doing okay. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for you. To my FFA officer team and chapter, you guys are amazing, and each and every one of you are going to do great things in life. Thank you for making these last 4 years something that I will never forget. Lastly, thank you to my parents for always supporting me in every decision that I make. You guys are a leading example of hard work pays off and never give up. My term serving as the president of the Indian Creek FFA chapter has come to an end. Replacing me is the amazing Delaney Heminger. Delaney, you are going to do such an awesome job leading this chapter, along with all the incredible incoming officers. Indian Creek FFA is being left in great hands, and I can't wait to see all of you do big things in life. I will miss each and every single one of you. Success depends on the second letter, you. You have to dream big, work hard, prepare for challenges, meet with disappointment, and then you will reach your destination. You have to believe in yourself in order to succeed. Thank you, Indian Creek FFA.
This year, the Carrie Claiborne Pork Chop Dinner was held at the Martinsville vs. Indian Creek basketball game. to help raise funds for the Carrie Claiborne Memorial Scholarship. Carrie was very active in FFA and 4-H when she attended Indian Creek High School. We have had great community support with the supper from our residents, businesses, and local churches. Each year, we award a scholarship to members who have exhibited outstanding leadership in either FFA or 4-H. This scholarship was established by Carrie's family as remembrance of her love, dedication, and enthusiasm she had for each of the organizations. This year, our Carrie Claiborne Scholarship recipients are Peyton Allison, Xavier Ferris, Jared Snyder, and Kelsey Walker. Peyton Allison is the daughter of Sam and Angie Allison. She is a 4-year member at Indian Creek. Peyton has been accepted to IUPUI to study nursing. Xavier Ferris is the son of Brian and Andy Ferris. Xavier is a 4-year FFA member at Indian Creek and a 10-year 4-H member of Johnson County. Xavier has been accepted to Oklahoma State University to study agribusiness and animal science. Jared Snyder is the son of Josh and Christy Snyder. He is a 4-year member of Indian Creek FFA and a 10-year Johnson County 4-H member. Jared plans to attend Morehead State in the fall and study animal science. Kelsey Walker is the daughter of Kevin and Lori Walker. She is a 4-year Indian Creek FFA member and a 10-year 4-H member. Kelsey plans to attend IUPUC in the fall before she goes to IU for dentistry. Congratulations to our 4 Carrie Claiborne Scholarship recipients. Will Delaney please share our Jewel Hensley Scholarship recipient?
The FFA established the Jewel Hensley Scholarship in 1966 in honor of the late Jewel Hensley, a lifetime friend and supporter of our FFA chapter. Mr. Hensley was a school bus driver from our school corporation for many years and was always interested in helping young people, especially FFA members. The money for this scholarship is derived from Winter Homecoming Court candidates. This year, we were pleased to present the scholarship in the name of Jewel Hensley to Brittany Porter. Brittany is the daughter of David and Nicole Porter. Brittany is a 4-year Indian Creek FFA member and a 10-year Johnson County 4-H member. Brittany was a member of the 2020 Winter Homecoming Court. She plans to attend Purdue University in the fall studying ag sales and marketing. Congratulations, Brittany. Cody, will you please read the rest of the scholarship recipients?
In memory of Jim Campbell, our FFA chapter established a scholarship in his name. In talking with his family, they wanted this scholarship to go to an FFA member who was involved in the community, displayed strength in the chapter and high school FFA, and had a positive attitude towards life. Those of you who knew Jim Campbell knew he was always helping worthy causes, and he was always up to beat with a smile on his face. Jim believed you could accomplish any task if you just worked for it. This year, the Campbell Scholarship goes to Sydney Roberts. Sydney is the daughter of Ed and Jennifer Roberts. She is a 4-year FFA member of Indian Creek and a 7-year 4-H member. Sydney has accepted the plans to attend Western Kentucky in the fall to study agriculture. Congratulations, Sydney. Trafalgar Young Farmers and Indian Creek FFA partner up to give a $500 scholarship to graduating FFA member. This member must be active in the chapter, a positive influence on other members, and willing to assist at any time. This year's winner of the Trafalgar Young Farmers and Indian Creek FFA chapter scholarship is Alyssa Pruitt. Alyssa is the daughter of Mark and Misty Pruitt. She's a 4-year FFA member of this chapter and a 10-year 4-H member in the Johnson County. Alyssa plans to attend Ivy Tech in the fall, pursuing a degree in nursing. Congratulations, Alyssa.
This is the 41st year our chapter has selected FFA Mother of the Year. This award is based upon members' personal feelings and thoughts about their mother. The selection process begins by each member collecting their feelings into an essay banquet. Preparations make members think of all the self-sacrifices mothers go through for their children to be active in organization. We remember the work and love a mother gives. Even though their patience is often tried, mothers are seldom thanked enough to reflect our feelings of love and gratitude. I'm writing my essay about Parent of the Year to my mom, Angela Allison. My mom is the most impactful woman I've ever met. She's taught me so much in my life, and I know that I could never teach someone the knowledge that she's taught me. She's been there for me since day one. I always was her little one that followed her around, annoying her, making her laugh too. She tells me the story how I used to sit in the back of her car and tell her to drive faster even if we were already going above the speed limit. Every day she asked me how my day at school was, and she never skips a day. When I was a kid, I would always regret that because I would talk her ear off for a solid hour before I even took a breath after I got home from school. My mom and I have a bond that I would never break. I have been so close to my mom for so long that she's not a mom to me anymore. I consider her my best friend. She's a mom when she needs to be, but most of the time she's a best friend that is older than me and is my primary caretaker. My mom and I play pranks on each other, we fight, we make fun of each other. She never gets mad because she knows it's all fun and games. I don't think I can go a day in my life when my mom doesn't make me smile. And if we were both mad at each other, I will still end up smiling because of the way she treats me. Where am I? She even goes outside and plays sports with me. We have been throwing a baseball around since T-ball. Last week we went outside in the yard and threw a baseball together because we were bored. I don't know any moms who go out and throw a baseball with their 16-year-old son. Almost every night last week we played basketball because she was bored too, and she wanted to see if she could beat me in pig. But I'm too good, so I beat her. When I wanted to play tennis in high school, I didn't know how to, but we went out on the court and practiced. She didn't know how to play either, but she still wanted to help me. My mom is my hero to me. Right now, she wakes up at 5:30 in the morning to go to work 3 days a week. Her shifts start at 7 in the morning and go till 7 at night. My mom is an ultrasound technician at St. Francis, and even though it doesn't sound like a big role, it is. Every day my mom has the gown up, basically a hazmat suit, and scan COVID-19 patients. She's ultrasounding these patients to see what the virus is doing to their body so that they can get the help they need. Without her role, doctors wouldn't know if the virus was shutting down body parts or not. She doesn't really talk about the time she saved lives in the hospital. I've heard her talk about doing CPR on people that go into cardiac arrest. But, oh shoot, even when she is not at work, she's my hero. Around 5 years ago at Bonefish, she saved a person's life in the bathroom. She doesn't really talk about it, but I know she's done it, and that's why my mom is a hero to me. I love my mom to death, and I couldn't ask to get a better mom and a better best friend. Thank you, Mom, for always being there for me. You would never understand how grateful I am for you.
Dear Angela, you are my role model, my best friend, my biggest fan, my mom, but most importantly, you are my hero. I call you my hero because you would do absolute anything for anyone. In this pandemic, you are saving lives every single day while your life's on the line also. You are not just my hero, but many people in this world think you are my hero too. You are a hero too. You are loving, caring, compassionate, and helpful. I wouldn't trade you for the world. I can go to you about anything without you getting extremely angry about it. You're the best mother a girl could ask for, and I bet the boys would agree. You have taught me many lessons in life. The most important lesson you have taught me is to do things that make you the happiest. If it doesn't make you happy, then why do it? You also taught me to strive to be the best. You helped me become the best swimmer inside and outside of the pool. I remember in 2017 when I swam the mile at age group state. I remember seeing Coach Smith jumping up and down on the side of the pool, but he wasn't my biggest fan, it was you. I remember fighting at top 8 at state. I remember the excitement I felt after touching the wall, looking at my time, and then looking at you. I remember seeing a big smile on your face and then you giving me a thumbs up. Thumbs up was our signal. It showed that I did awesome. I either got thumbs up or a shake of the head that indicated that I did terrible. I was done swimming and I went to go see you and you were crying because you were so happy for me. You are my biggest fan. Now as I enter a new part of my life, you are my role model. I want to follow you in your footsteps. I want to be a good mom, a good friend, and a good hero. Angela Gale Allison, you taught me to be myself. You taught me to be a good sister to Bryson Cole, and you also taught me to be a good swimmer, and most importantly, you taught me to strive to be the best. Mom, I love you to the moon and back. With lots of love, your daughter.
This is the 30th year our chapter has selected a Father of the Year. This award is to give equal time to all of our fathers and is based upon an essay each of us wrote about our fathers. We often forget to tell you how we feel about you, so this is our way of showing appreciation. My dad's one parent of the year. He's an awesome dad and always makes sure to be a support system for me, my sisters, and my mom. His actions constantly show us that we are number one to him. He shows us how he loves us in many ways. Finally, he sets a good example for us to follow in the future. My dad is hardworking and dedicated to his family and career. He works in the agricultural business, which forces him to work long hours at certain times of the year. Whenever planting and harvesting season comes around, he is always there to help others when he is needed. No matter how late he gets home, he is up the next morning with no complaint, showing us he is a dedicated and loyal employee. This shows a great example of what kind of employee I want to be someday in my chosen career. My dad wears many hats, some of those being a husband, a father, a brother, and a friend. However, he constantly shows good time management and fulfilling each of his roles with always making sure that we are his top priority. My aunt, his older sister, lives over 1,200 miles away. Regardless of the distance, my dad always makes the time to talk to and be a support system for her regularly. Observing this over the years has been an example to me of what kind of brother I want to be to my sisters now and in the future. My dad shows us how much he loves and cares for us in many ways. He's an affectionate person, meaning he always has time for us. He always has time. He has time to hug us. He always makes the time to dedicate to the activities we participate in. Examples are clean up and set up for home swim meets, the timing for swim meets, making sure our pigs are healthy, making sure our pigs are eating the correct feed, and making sure we have all the correct registration papers for pig shows. My dad helps us with our show pigs. He always finds the time to explain the whats and whys of what we are feeding, including giving us details of what is in each feed and how it is important for the growth and development of our pigs. He also dedicates his time and attention to me and my sister on an individual basis by watching us walk our pigs. By doing so, he helps each of us to become a better showman. He allows each of us to show as an individual rather than working with my sister and me in a group. My dad is a role model for many reasons. I think my dad is the best dad there is. My dad is a loving husband, and he constantly shows me how much he loves my mom in many ways. My dad is also a good friend. He is willing to lend a helping hand to his friends whenever he sees a need or they ask. My dad is one of the most non-selfish people I have ever met. In my eyes, there's no other man out there that even comes close to being a father like my dad. I can only hope that someday I will be able to follow the example that he has set for me.
The National FFA organization provides an opportunity to recognize those individuals who go above and beyond to support their local FFA chapters. This is known as the FFA Honorary Member. This year, Indian Creek FFA has decided to award Honorary Member to one of our biggest supporters over the years, Mr. Ken Bradley. Mr. Bradley is an alumni of Indian Creek FFA. He is always willing to lend a helping hand in anything we need. He always drives us to church in Texas Roadhouse Sunday of National FFA Week. If it were not for Mr. Bradley and Bradley Farms, we would not have the Tractor Day Parade near the same it is currently. He offers over 12 tractors every year and is willing to give members an opportunity to learn how to drive a tractor, something some may never have the chance to experience again in their lives. We are forever grateful for you, Mr. Bradley. Thank you for your continued support of Indian Creek FFA over the years. I would now like to ask Mr. Dunn to present seniors with their awards.
Each year, Indian Creek FFA likes to recognize their seniors. These seniors are a special group of individuals. They are dedicated, passionate, and hardworking students who help make this chapter thrive. They mentor young members and have left this chapter heading in the right direction. Four-year FFA members will receive a blanket with their name on it, and all seniors will receive a sash for them to wear during graduation. This year we have two seniors who are not four-year Indian Creek FFA members, Jonah Hobbs and Mackenzie Porter. We also have an amazing group of four-year members who are integral in continuing the growth and improvement of Indian Creek FFA. We would like to thank them for their past 4 years, send them off with their senior blankets, and wish them good luck on their future endeavors. Peyton Allison, Xavier Ferris, Tristan Foster, Chris Long, Brittany Porter, Alyssa Pruitt, Sydney Roberts, Jared Snyder, and Kelsey Walker. When you see these members, please congratulate them on all of their accomplishments. At this time, I'd like to recognize our retiring officer team. They'll be receiving their retiring plaques, and I want to thank them for their year of service to Indian Creek FFA. Retiring officers, President Brittany Porter, Vice President Sydney Roberts, Secretary Dustin Parr, Treasurer McKenna Hogue, Reporter Delaney Heminger, Sentinel Lane Roy, and Chaplain Cody Wells. Finally, I want to recognize our new officer team. These members interviewed in December and were voted on to take office this spring. They have attended Winter LDW as a team, and I know Indian Creek FFA is in good hands this next year. They'll be receiving their officer pins to wear on their jackets. Your 2020-2021 incoming officers: President Delaney Heminger, Vice President McKenna Hogue, Secretary Cody Wells, Treasurer Cole Allison, Reporter Kaya Lasley, Historian Aaron Wiesner, Sentinel Lane Roy, Chaplain Toby Sturgill, and Student Advisor Dustin Parr. Congratulations to the officer team. I'd like to thank the current officers or retiring officers for their hard work putting together this banquet, and Sydney for compiling all these different various videos. Thank you to all the continued support of Indian Creek FFA and its members. Congratulations to all those recognized for their efforts. At this time, I would like to turn it back over to our 2020-2021 president, Miss Delaney Heminger.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. I want to thank the seniors for all of their hard work and participation in this wonderful organization. As your time here in the FFA closes and your adult lives begin, I want you to keep one thing in mind. Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll end up amongst the stars. We wish you the best of luck and will always welcome you back with open arms. Thank you again goes to Sydney for all of her hard work putting these videos together. Without her, this banquet couldn't have been possible. I wish everyone a safe and healthy summer and can't wait to see what the future has in store for ICFFA. Mr. Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this banquet? We are about to adjourn this banquet of the Indian Creek FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in our labors, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this meeting adjourned.